43 for 1. There's a little bit of a stall. No umpire gives the cap, so that will conclude the over. From what you've picked up from this pitch, how Jersey can move forward as a bowling side, what would you be telling them out there?
Early doors, good signs. There's obviously a lot in the pitch for both batters and bowlers. I think from a Jersey perspective, trying to be a little bit more consistent. I'd probably want to see them, hitting the lengths a little bit more, especially to the new batter. I think Kushal has settled in nicely there. George Richardson off his 5 overs, 1 for 24. Julius, 2.5. Obviously he's gone for his 11 off his 3 overs, and Daniel Beryl, the groundsman, off 1 over, coming in for 8, coming into his 2nd over now. See how he capitalizes and tries to get this early momentum shifted back into Jersey's way with a little bit of a wicket if we can get it.
Interesting, we've just seen the 3 overs from Samaroa. Short ball, punished away through mid-wicket. It's a 1 bounce 4. Not the first time Patel has picked up on the short length early and pulled it away with convincing style. 47 for 1.
Sounded fantastic off the bat, laid into the short ball. Jersey have obviously got a man out there now based on what they've seen in the last over. Not far from that deep fielder, but just raced past him. And fantastic cricket shot. And I'm not quite sure the shorter delivery on here at this pace is the best option. I think if you hang it outside off stump a little bit more, might be the way to go. They've taken slip out, so maybe Jersey don't see that as a threat.
Slow delivery from Beryl as he opts to go pace off again. It does feel like as this ball begins to age, we're already seeing less of the nip we saw early on. It actually, you predicted early on, didn't you? A little bit of early nibble, but it's going to flatten out pretty quickly for the batters, and it's exactly what we're seeing.
Yeah, and often when the ball gets hit to the boundary numerous times early doors, you're going to get the hardness starting to loosen up. The Kookaburra ball does tend to lose its swing after 6, 7 overs, 8 overs. But in these conditions, you would have thought it had been a little bit longer. Again, it's the execution of the bowlers to see if they can hit the tactical plan for long periods. But so far, it's been a good show, coming up to 50 off 47 for 1 off 9.2.
We just saw from square of the wicket how deep Patel is in his crease. Beryl is in, driving down the ground as Patel is going to take some stopping. It does. Sliding stop. Do you reckon that shows a sign of a quick wicket, how deep Patel is in his crease, or do you reckon that's just more of a personal thing?
Having seen him before, I think that's a bit of a personal thing. But again, probably utilising the length a little bit more. So if he's going fuller to try and get the Yorker in, maybe he's turning that into a half volley. But a good quality cricket shot there.
Turn to mid-wicket for no run. It does feel like for Beryl, good length to just full, a little bit of pace off, a little bit harder to time. And we've seen, especially with the 4 balls that have gone away to the boundary, when there's pace on the ball, it's rocketed away.
Maybe that's why the groundsman went to pace off for the second delivery.
Daniel Beryl, the groundsman here in Greenville. Stride down the ground, beats it. An arm from the bowler. Feels a good length to be bowling. Anyway, that's the end of the over. About 48 for 1. They'll be very happy with this start. I think Sheikh, who fell for 16 earlier this morning, he's going to feel like he's left some runs out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially when you've got a couple of matches where you're prepping up for another series, you want to spend as much time out in the middle as possible. You don't want to give your wicket away cheaply. You want to make sure you capitalise and spend some time understanding the pitch, trying to get some mileage in your legs, and going into the next series with some confidence. You don't want to nick out early, or get bowled cheaply. So you want to be able to get into a position where you're taking that confidence and momentum into the next series.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's slightly disappointed in the manner in which he's got out, but I'm pretty sure there's another couple of games for him to get himself ready.
Yeah, well, we'll be back on Wednesday, that's for sure. Another 50-over game between these two sides. After today's game, we've got a change of bowling. Skipper Chuggy, Charles Perchard. For a little bit of pace off, keeper comes up to the stumps. Deep fine leg is out on the boundary, as is square leg. So at the end of the 10 overs, so fielding restrictions have changed. Good length outside off is punched away. It's going to take some stopping. It rockets away along the boundary. Good diving stop in the deep. Puff of dust as a dive falls on hard ground. But 2 taken for Nepal as the 50 is up for them.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting passage of play now. Field spread out. Restrictions are done. You got your sweepers out straight away. Chuggy's come on to bowl. Keeper stood up. It'll be an interesting passage.
New challenge for Kushal, who defends this one back to Perchard. It always feels when pace gets put away to the boundary early doors, sides as soon as the power play ends, especially in T20 cricket, they opt to go their star, slower bowler. Driven out towards deep cover. He seems to be rolling the fingers over the ball there, doesn't he, Kaz?
Yeah, he is, and he's been a fantastic servant for Jersey cricket. Local boy, very popular, family. So he's got lots of experience, and I think you mentioned in 2015, I think he made his debut there as well. So got plenty of experience behind him, and will understand how to operate on these wickets because he's probably been doing it for years.
Driven out towards long on. For a moment there, the mid-wicket fielder was interested for a run out, but as soon as it came off the bat, Bin wanted that single. So Patel back on strike. I have a bit of a thing about those counterweights. You can just see he's got at the top of his bat, he's just got where the bat goes slightly wider at the top. Come back to that after this ball. Just at the top of the bat where it gets really wide at the top. Often a modern batter likes to have that. I don't know how to describe it really. You can see it there.
Yeah. It's the in thing, isn't it?
Helps with the pick-up, they say, although can't have that much of a difference, surely. Perchard, final ball was over then. It's gone for 4 so far. They look for a quick single. It was dangerous for a moment, but there's been a misfield. Oh no, this is going to dribble away out towards long off. And Greenwood is having to recover. Little chance for a run out, a little bit of confusion. I think everyone's a bit confused during that delivery, but slightly eventful end to the over. 3 runs from it. I felt like they could have had 4.
Yeah.
5 for 1.
Yeah, good shot to it. Should have really been a 3. But you take him. Kind of a misfield that we've seen from a Jersey perspective on the 11th over, but overall the standards have been fantastic from Jersey, and I'm pretty sure that's just a small hindrance or a mistake.
Yeah, well, it feels a little bit of a damper because, as you say, their standards have been so high, and despite some brilliant stroke play from Nepal batters, actually they've stayed pretty on top of this Jersey in terms of what they can control in the field. But that time, just letting it dribble through the hands, it feels like an easy fix. We won't see too many more of those for sure. Here's Birrell then to continue. Just back of a good length, well played. Just backward of that man at backward point, skips over the boundary rope and splits a gap in the advertiser boarding. It's a very nice shot, well guided with careful precision.
And I feel like Kushal is just starting to come to the party a little bit more. He's just starting to pick up. There's momentum there. There's a real urgency in his shots. He's obviously trying to put some more pressure on the bowler, but he's starting to, obviously from the shots that he's playing both sides of the ground, so he's not just one-dimensional. It's great to see.
Well, we mentioned his form in T20 cricket a moment ago. Driven with power. to cover, but well fielded. Yeah, his last 4 scores, 129, 126, 20 and 65 in the Asian Games men's qualifiers, that T20 competition. Nepal clearing up a few sides, including China, Malaysia, Oman, Hong Kong in the final, where Patel made a match-winning 65. Birrell looking to dismiss him before he causes too much damage to handle. Again, an exactly similar shot and a great reaction from the cover fielder as it rips into his hands. And the dot ball though.
That sounded very painful at cover. But at X, again, 2 very identical replica shots. Lengths there, hit very, very hard to cover. I'm sure your big fast bowler does not want to be getting an injury there.
Down the leg side. I can see Kushal getting out in that kind of style. A little strangle down the leg side. You know, he's a player in such good form. He's striking it gloriously today, but it's sometimes the kind of way where a batter in form can somehow get out, strangle down the leg side. Be a great scout for Jersey if they can do so.
Just a little unorthodox dismissal of what he's used to. Yeah, I can see that, especially from this end with the bounce.
Thumped away through cover. Appreciation from this crowd. Finds a deep fielder though, so just be a single. Looks like the Nepal fans have just moved along a little bit as a flag out there. One of the very few non-rectangular flags in Nepal. There's a couple of them, there's a couple of squares. I think Switzerland might be a square. Anyway, back to the cricket as Birrell runs in. Turned out towards square leg. We're going to push for 2. Bim wants it, but no, Kushal rejects. Looks like the kind of batter Bim Sharkey is. Looks very busy, doesn't he, at number 3. End of the over, 59 for 1.
And you can tell with Bim just coming in there, a few quick singles starting to take place, impetus in between the wickets in terms of running. You know, he looks a quality cricketer. He looks like he knows his setup really well, his areas where he can attack and where he needs to defend. Short in stature, so lower sense of gravity, runs quite quickly. But yeah, I mean, it's good to see. It'll be interesting to see how he faces up to Chuggy.
He'll be looking to nudge and nurdle him square of the wicket, which can come with risk. Prashad is the master of the cutter. Birrell at the end of his over goes out to fine leg on the boundary. Feels like a little bit of impetus has been sapped out of the Jersey fielders. A little misfield at the previous over, or the last one from this end, and some good stroke play from the 2 batters out there at the minute. Prashad to try and bring back the momentum. Strikes me as a player, Bim, he'll look to use the pace of the quicker bowlers and he'll look to find singles. Where other batters probably